Welcome you back to the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 1130 The Tiger. He's Rogers Hampton. I'm Patrick Netherton. And I told you, Raj, I'm taking a personal day on Friday. I told you that all week. And it's come to fruition. Yesterday we talked to Nicole Auerbach, who did such a nice job in The Athletic of writing up about the Battle of the Ravine, the best rivalry that most people probably don't know much about in the Division II ranks in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. And so now, Raj, as an OBU grad, I am going to, matter of fact, one of my Henderson friends told me that my show is in no way fair and balanced, and I told him I never promised to be. I bring on the alma mater's head coach, Ouachita Baptist University's Todd Knight, number 5 in the country, 10-0 on the year. Scott Maxfield does not get time on my station. That's all I'm talking about. Coach Knight, how the heck are you, my friend?
Doing good, Patrick. I appreciate you guys getting us on, and we're looking forward to the battle tomorrow.
Yeah, it is special. Kind of explain to everyone, I got to live through it for 4 years. You've been in it for a lot longer than I have, both as a player and a coach. Try to encapsulate, if you can, what this rivalry is, not just in the Division II ranks where Henderson's 20th and they've always been very good. You're 5th. You've always been very good. How do you encapsulate what this means to a small community?
Well, to our community in rural Arkansas and to the state as well. I mean, the Battle of Ravine is something pretty special when you have two schools right across the street from each other that go at it and play in the same conference and finish up with each other every year. And it's crazy. Since 2011, the Great American Conference was formed in 2011. This will be our 5th championship. They've won 3, and they're shooting to knock us off tomorrow to tie for this thing to get 4. And only one other year it's been out of Arkadelphia, so it's been pretty special. I mean, Henderson's done a great job over there. Scott's done a great job over there, and our program has been strong. It's been a lot of fun. But I guess the old saying, "Life is bigger than football." This kind of is a game of life. I mean, it's a game that people love so much, and they're split about it, from churches to being in the grocery store or the elementary school. And my kids were in school here. It's just amazing how you have a community that is split right down the middle, and you live with this thing year round. And it's just an amazing rivalry. We've been playing football here since 1895. This will be the 93rd Battle of the Ravine, and it's tied up. You can believe that. So this will be the tiebreaker this year. So, again, we're excited about playing in it. I'd probably need about an hour to really explain the Battle of the Ravine.
Yeah.
ESPN will be here. They're setting up now for the TV game. Sports Illustrated's been here all week. So they'll tell you a little bit about, how important it is to the media and how important it is to people around the country.
Well, and I can tell you when I was there before you got hired, the Battle of the Ravine didn't mean anything outside of Arkadelphia. It was just a game that was played in the city, and it was cool. But neither team was particularly good. Now this has major ramifications, not just within Arkadelphia, but also within the Great American Conference, and also in the ranks of Division II nationally. I've got to imagine that adds a little bit more juice to it when you're 10-0, they're 9-1, you're both ranked in the top 20.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It's going to be a battle. They have a really good football team. We'll have to play our best game to have a chance. And, we realize that, and we look forward to that. And, man, just to get to play in a game, you guys wouldn't be talking to us or talking to them, either one, if you weren't sitting where we are. You didn't have this huge rivalry across the street. And, it's kind of a love-hate relationship. We want to get after each other, but it's a great situation that we have here to be able to play, and our players be able to play on this kind of stage.
Yeah, it's funny. You see those house-divided license plates, especially around here, LSU and Alabama in the same household, Alabama and Auburn in the same household. But literally, people in Arkadelphia, I mean, Henderson students take classes at OBU. OBU students take classes at Henderson. They intermingle. The point guard of the women's basketball team from when I was there married already. I still haven't forgiven her for that. I mean, this is what it's all about. I mean, you cannot get a more house divided than within a small community that measures 7 square miles.
There's no doubt about it. Our athletic trainer it's a crazy situation. His wife is an athletic trainer over at Henderson. They'll be on the opposite sidelines tomorrow. And, man, I could go on and on and on. I love to talk about the vice president that has retired at Henderson, one of his sons played at Ouachita, and he played at Henderson. His wife was a registrar over here. So, you can go on and on and on about the house divided, but I can tell you one thing, tomorrow everybody picks sides for sure.
Oh, no doubt about it. Tell me about, this is, to me, the coolest aspect of it. Number one, you can see from the press box or at the high in the stands at Cliff Harris Stadium at Ouachita, you can see Carpenter Haygood Stadium. I don't know of any other place in the country where the one stadium can see the other stadium. But the coolest aspect to me is the visiting team dresses in their own locker room, and then the cops come out and they shut down the highway, and you literally walk across the street to go play. Tell me, you're not the visitor this year. You're the home team, so they're coming to you, but you've done this a lot. Tell me what that's like, walking across the street to go play a game.
Well, it's a lot of fun because you don't just walk across the street with your teammates. You walk across the street with the student body, and like you said, you got highway patrol stopping the traffic, and traffic's backed up to Caddo Valley, and it's just a special time in the life of a OBU and a HSU football player to get to walk across the street and play football, and it's really hard to describe. You really have to see it, and again, we're not sitting in Shreveport or Dallas or Chicago or something like that. We're in a smaller town in Arkansas, and to bring that many people together for a cross-town or a cross-street rival is pretty amazing.
Absolutely. Talking to Todd Knight, head coach of the Ouachita Baptist University Tigers, ranked number 5 and getting set for the Battle of the Ravine against those hated Henderson Reddies. Coach, let's talk about your team. You're kind of an old-school squad. You've kind of always been an old-school guy. This is a defensive-minded ball club. You stop the run. You run the ball effectively. Tell me about why, in the day and age of spread and throwing it for 350, how old school can still work.
Well, and you say we're old school, and we take pride in that. But we're a spread team that uses multiple formations and backs, and we're going to be balanced as we can. Our quarterback, I think the only quarterback ahead of him in passing efficiency is playing at LSU right now. So he's like 72%, doing a great job. We do have a receiver, Allie Freeman, who just broke the all-time Great American Conference yardage and reception record with over 5,000 yards. So, we're able to do that. But, the bottom line is, in Division II and really FCS II, there's a 28-team playoff. You got to be able to play in the weather. And I'm going to tell you what, if you're one-dimensional, I don't think you can make it to the end. You've got to be able to do both, and we want to be able to do both. And we've always taken pride in running the ball and being able to throw it too. And, you got to be a three-phase football team. You got to be good on special teams, defense, and offense. And offense, you can't be one-dimensional. So that's just always been who we are and what we wanted to do, and it fits together, and it fits what we want to do here.
You mentioned you've got to be able to play in the weather, and once you get into the playoffs, there's a lot of great D2 teams in the South, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, and Arkansas, obviously, but it seems a lot of the power is also in the far north, the Minnesotas and the North Dakotas and South Dakotas and that kind of thing. As you've gone from, trying to become a winning program, which you have become, and then turning into a national program, now ranked number 5, you've been in the playoffs the last several years. What's that been like, making that transition from, okay, we're winning our conference, to now we've got to step up and be ready to go try to win a national championship?
It was a hard road. In 2014, we played Minnesota Duluth down here, and they beat us in overtime. Then we go to Ferris State 2 years ago, and we play at Ferris, and it's about 28 degrees. It's sleeting, and the wind's about 25 miles per hour. We have a chance to win that one. We don't get over the hump. And then last year was pretty special. We beat UIndy here, and we made it to the Final 8 and had another clash with Ferris. But, if you look at the teams in our league that have really been good, like the Henderson States and the Hardings and our program, you look at those teams, all those teams have won playoff games. So our conference has gotten a lot better, and if you're gonna go very far, you got to be able to play up north. You got the Northwest Missouri States and the teams in Missouri, a great league. You kind of mentioned the Gulf South area over there to the east, but it's a great league of about 168 teams. So trying to get in that top 28 is tough, and you better be able to play in all type of weather conditions.
Talking to Todd Knight from Ouachita Baptist University, my alma mater, getting ready for the Battle of the Ravine. Coach, I have to say, I had heard that there was a new stadium coming your way. I lived through the old stadium and didn't fall off the top of that thing and die at any point in time, so I consider that a victory for my 4 years at OBU. You built a palace now, Cliff Harris Stadium. Tell me about what advantages that gives you and how you're able to sell a recruit, especially maybe an overlooked kid somewhere from Arkansas that, you know what, look, A, come and win because you're going to win when you go to OBU, but B, the facilities. You've got an indoor facility as well. Tell me about being able to sell these kids on Ouachita Baptist University plus the facilities that you have.
Well, that's the first thing you got to do, and you mentioned it. It's all about Ouachita Baptist University. The kind of academic degree you're going to get, the life skills you're going to learn in a faith-based education is pretty amazing. And our recruiting area is really North Louisiana, East Texas, and all of Arkansas. And we've got some. I know you guys are down there in that part of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And, we've got about 10 North Louisiana kids that'll play out here on Saturday. So it's a lot of fun to have those guys. You sell your university first, and then, facilities are great, but it's still about relationships. It's still about people. And, we're so glad that we were able to be successful in the old stadium just to remember where we came from. But to have Cliff Harris Stadium, even be named after Cliff Harris, who played in 5 Super Bowls. He's in the Ring of Honor. To have that stadium and be able to open that thing up on Saturdays and play football here, I'm not going to lie to you, it's been pretty special. And we're really close to putting the finishing touches on that. Another year or two, we'll have it completely finished. But it's an amazing place. It's a great atmosphere. And, young people that come here and play love to play here. They love the support. And, naturally they love the great education that they can get and really change your life here. And that's really what it's all about.
You mentioned relationships, Coach. You've got a couple of coaches on your staff that have been with you for a long, long time. Shockley, Jay Derby, those are guys that have been with you forever. Obviously, you have a guy pretty well on your staff as well. Your own son is on your staff. You mentioned relationships. I've got to imagine that's something you can point to a recruit and say, look, these guys are still with me. They've been with me through pretty much all of it. And, my son wanted to come join the staff. Like, that's got to be, I think, a massive selling point for you.
Well, it is. And, these guys are so loyal. They've been so good to me. And that's why we've been successful. It's retention of coaches. When you have a carousel, I can tell you right now, it gets tough. And, Jay Derby and I have been together since 1994 at Delta State. And Coach Shockley and I have been together now 12 years. Coach Thompson and I have been together 10 years, the defensive coordinator. And, now Coach Spence has been with us, 3 semesters. He was a GA at Memphis and got started over there. And we're excited to have him and these other coaches that are on the staff, these young guys. Several of them have been with us 2 or 3 years now as well. And that has a lot to do with success, retention of coaches, retention of players, and making good decisions on staff and good decisions on recruiting is really the key to success. And, I'm indebted to those guys, the price that they paid and the way they've worked here and the way they love Ouachita. That's been pretty special.
Coach, best of luck coming up on Saturday. That's 1 o'clock. And by the way, it is on ESPN3. So if you want to watch the Battle of the Ravine, again, one of the coolest rivalries in all of college football at any level. I don't care what level you're at. Michigan State, Alabama, Auburn, none of them walk across the street to go play each other. It's really just such a neat rivalry. And, Coach, I love you, and I want y'all to go out there and get that championship, get that undefeated season, and then go make a run through the playoffs, all right?
You bet. I appreciate it. We got to play our best game. We're playing a good football team, and hopefully we can put it together tomorrow. And, Patrick, hey, we love you, too, and we appreciate the coverage and being on your show today. And you guys, appreciate you again.
All right. Todd Knight, head coach of the OBU Tigers. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful.